Hello my friends, this is Alien Contactee Linol Anderson here with you guys with a brand new YouTube BitChute video. In today's video, I'm going to be bringing you guys the top 5 predictions for world events to take place in the year of 2024. And all these predictions I got here for you guys today, I have channeled the Pleiadians themselves. And they have confirmed a lot of these things. However, with that being said, a quick disclaimer before we get to it. These are exactly that. They are predictions. They're not prophecies. Nothing is set in stone here, my friends. Okay? The Pleiadians hate time questions because they explained to me the future is never set in stone because it all comes down to which timeline you yourself are on. You see, there's multiple different timelines playing out. You could be on that negative timeline, or you could be raising your vibration, be on a more positive timeline on a personal level, but also as a collective level as well. So it really depends on which path humanity takes here and our actions. So the things I'm going to tell you are definitely agendas of the powers that be that they want to play out. Okay, but just because they want that doesn't mean it's going to happen. So don't get discouraged by this video and think, oh no, we're doomed. That's exactly what you shouldn't do. You should be aware of the agendas playing out and have no fear, and we could work together to try and change the timeline humanity's going down so we could prevent this NWO dystopian nightmare, okay? So let's just get right into it. If you guys enjoy this video, please hit that subscribe button. As I say, subscribe to survive. And if you've already done that, click the notification bell and also turn it on to all notifications, or else you won't get notified because I'm heavily shadow banned, okay? Hit the like button. Now let's get right into it. The number one biggest threat or fear that I was told of, and it's just, you don't need the Pleiadians to tell you this, you could just observe with what's going on in the world. But 2024, we got some concerns when it comes to the war situation, okay? We got multiple different conflicts playing out right now. Of course, we got the Russia and the Ukraine conflict, which lately has seemed to kind of die down a little bit. But, Zelensky, he still wants more money. He was just in the United States with old Biden there, and they're going to keep going with that as well. But the main, another big threat we have, of course, is the situation with Israel and Hamas and all that. That's going to continue, my friends. And unfortunately, it does appear like in 2024, we're going to be seeing attacks by, what do they call them? I don't want to trigger the algorithms, but, people who do the terror type activities, on innocent people or stuff like that, okay? And it's looking like it's probably going to happen throughout Europe and maybe on United States soil. It's unfortunate, but I think that's in the plans, and I did confirm that with the channeling. But like I said, it's a prediction. It's not 100%. We could still try to prevent this if we have enough awareness, okay? And if there's enough pushback rising up with the people, okay? But the biggest fear that I have for 2024, and that was confirmed, is this whole situation with China, okay? China, Taiwan, and yes, the United States of America. If you just look up right now on Google search or whatever, lots of talks about this China-Taiwan. It's going down very, very soon here. But the biggest thing that worries me is this whole cyber agenda, okay? Which we're talking about cyber attacks. Because you see, my friends, China is concerned that the United States is going to step in and intervene if they attack Taiwan. So China, it just came out last week, or a few days ago, that China's been doing massive cyber attacks on the United States in case they were to intervene if Taiwan thing happens. Take a look at this.
hackers affiliated with China's People's Liberation Army have infiltrated critical services here in the U.S.
Watch out. China's cyber army is on the attack.
China's cyber army is invading critical U.S. services, cause societal chaos inside the United States to affect our decision-making around a crisis.
Attack ports, attack water supply, attack energy supplies. So in short, China's preparing for war with the United States.
So it seemed like President Obama and Michelle Obama was warning us. They made a movie called Leaving the World Behind, where the world was attacked by cyber terrorists that was attacking America, causing all sorts of disasters. And this is what's just happened in America. Right now, America is reporting that the Chinese have attacked them, cyber attacked the water sector, the energy sector, the critical sectors. And this is what's happening right now. It's breaking news. I'm not sure if you've seen it, but the movie from Obama and Michelle seems to have forecasted this, and we're now at war with China. Can you believe this or not?
There you go. And then as you see, the guy mentions in the video, last Friday they released that movie, Leave the World Behind, on Netflix. And it's all about a cyber event happening, right? And then just a few days later, they released that report. And then we see all this stuff going on between China and Taiwan. 2024 looks like it's the year, my friends. Okay? And, I've heard some people even say that it's going to be biblical, the second seal of Revelations. Okay? There's the 7 seals. Take a look at the second seal. That's right, as you can see, that rider on the red horse, right? It's all about war. Well, the red horse, China, red flag. That's right. And apparently, Nostradamus, you guys know that Nostradamus, he made a lot of predictions that came true. Apparently, he said some things that may happen in 2024 that involves red and something to do with the sea. Take a look. There you have it, and we know the China, Taiwan, that's all happening with their ships in the sea there. And of course, if conflict happens there, it's going to affect trade, right? So that means the whole supply chain is going to go down, so it's not looking good. But yes, we're worried that it's going to affect the Western world here, especially the United States, because they don't want United States interfering. And of course, with that being said, it's looking like a civil war could break out within America as well. Of course, we saw that programming in that new Netflix movie. They're worried about the civil war. But also, you got to realize 2024 is an election year. And old Donald Trump, another Pleiadian prediction right here, he will be president again one way or another in 2024. And of course, it's all part of the agenda. All the world is at war. And then, they want United States at war with themselves too. So you bring Trump back left and right, civil war within, while all this other chaos is going on. It's not looking good when it comes to that situation. But hey, doesn't have to be like that. If we could unite as people, set aside our differences and come together in love, then their whole civil war plan doesn't play out as planned. So, like I said, we don't have to go down that timeline necessarily. Instead of turning on each other if the lights go off or whatever, we could work together and this whole thing could backfire on them. So, remain optimistic, but just be aware that's what they're pushing. But with that being said, we move on to the second prediction for 2024. And this is in regards to the sun, my friends. The sun. We are reaching the solar maximum, the peak of solar maximum, my friends, in 2024. That's right. They have announced, the peak of solar maximum was supposed to happen in 2025, and now scientists are coming out saying they were wrong, and it's more likely to happen anytime from January to October 2024. Take a look. That's right. And just so you guys know, at the end of this video, I'm going to have a special 5-minute long video of somebody talking about what's going to happen with the Great Solar Flash and the solar maximum. So make sure you stay tuned to the end of the video. But with that being said, my friends, a solar maximum event, this solar activity is going to be insane, I guess. And on top of that, the sun's magnetosphere, or the Earth's magnetosphere, it's weakening, okay? Which means we are being impacted by these solar storms even more. Because the Earth, it's not protecting us how it should be. So what they're saying with the radiation, all that, it makes it very likely that the sun could trigger a blackout situation, or at least could take down the internet and all the stuff like that, which really makes me wonder, is this actually going to be cyber attacks from China that shuts everything down? Or could it be that powers that be know that this is coming in 2024, so they're just patiently waiting for that day? And then, you know, they say, never let a good crisis go to waste. They do say that. So perhaps they're waiting for that to happen, the sun event to happen, and then they'll blame it on solar attacks from China, because of course they do not want humans knowing that we're in danger from the sun like that. You know, they got to keep that on the down low, but it'll be a perfect opportunity for them to start pushing all their other agendas. And something that is very interesting, my friends, April 8th, okay, next year, is a total solar eclipse, okay? And I'm actually going to be making a video on that in the near future here, a whole video dedicated to April 8th and the solar eclipse. It's actually going to make an X over the United States from that solar eclipse and the one in 2017, the past, that cross, make an X over the States. X, don't forget that. We're going to be talking about all that in another video. But it's very interesting because in that Netflix movie that they just released, that's all about this cyber event taking place and whatnot, it's very odd because all of a sudden the movie, it shows you something. It just cuts to a scene on the moon. I'm going to show you that scene. Take a look. That's right. Could it be that the powers that be are showing us that perhaps this event happens on April 8th, 2024? Hey, I don't do dates. I don't like doing dates, and it's also important to note I do think there's another solar eclipse happening in 2026, I think. But it's very possible. I think 2024 is the year. And another interesting thing I did confirm with the Pleiadians when we did the channeling, I said, is this going to be literal cyber attacks from China? And it says it's not going to be what you think it's going to be. That's what they said. So that leads me to believe it will be a solar event. Don't get me wrong, I think there will be smaller cyber attacks for sure from China or the powers that be. Definitely smaller ones. But I do think this big one that's going to happen, I think it's going to be from the sun, to be honest. And it's very possible something could pop off on the day of the solar eclipse, as throughout history it's been known that on total solar eclipses, major things usually happen around that time. On the day or around that time, if you look throughout history, it showed it's a time for things to happen, pretty much, okay? So, just something to be aware of. I think our last solar eclipse there, like a week before, that's when the whole Israel-Palestine stuff started happening. So, just something to be aware of, my friends. You never know with these people, okay? You never know. But I want to make it clear, whatever does happen in 2024, whether it's this solar eclipse, solar storm that takes everything down, or if it's this internet blackout, I did confirm with the Pleiadians, and I do feel this in my gut, that this is not going to be the event that is like the end of the world event that just everything comes to a crash. I think it's only going to be an event that will take, maybe things will be down a week or so, which is still enough to cause a lot of damage, okay? It could be anywhere from a week to a month or whatever. And I don't think it's going to be everything. Like, you'll even notice in that Netflix movie, they still had the lights on and everything. It wasn't a complete blackout. They even had running water still. It's going to be more so the internet, GPS, things like that, which is still, we rely on internet for everything. It's going to be devastating, but I don't think this is going to be the 3 days of darkness, just complete chaos event. Like, it is going to be chaos, don't get me wrong, chaos, but not the big one. In the future, we are going to have a situation where it's lights out, blackout, for much longer period of time. That's going to be a really devastating one. This will be super devastating. This is going to be changing the way everybody lives for sure, okay? But I think there's going to be a worse one to come in regards to that. But this is going to be a short-lived outage, okay, but it's going to be enough to fulfill our third prediction here for 2024, and that is the collapse and great reset of society. See, there's going to be an economic collapse from this, even if it goes out for 1 week, the internet and all that. That's enough to combined with the war scenarios. It's enough to create the economic collapse, okay? The dollar is already on the brink of collapse. We all know we're all struggling with inflation. If you think things are bad now, just wait till the supply chains and all that get disrupted. Even if it's just for 1 week, it'll be chaos. Everything's going to get backed up, especially if this situation happens between China and Taiwan. Of course, trading with China is going to come to a halt, especially if they're going at it with the United States. Everything's going to be affected. And this is going to be a perfect time for them to introduce their CBDC agenda. Because, of course, they're going to say, oh, it was a cyber attack. They're going to blame it on the cyber attack. So we need digital IDs. You got to have your identity confirmed now. Of course, you're not going to be able to just go back on the internet like how we did before. You're going to need a digital ID to go on the internet, okay? It's hard to say if a solar storm takes out the internet like that, like a legit solar storm, that could actually disrupt the cables and everything, the undersea cables and everything, and they might have to switch to a whole new form of internet, which I'm thinking might be Elon Musk and his little SpaceX internet or whatever, Starlink. And I have a feeling they're going to say, oh, you need a digital ID now for security reasons because of the cyber things, to prevent a cyber thing. So you're going to need pretty much eventually, it could come in 2024, maybe a little bit after that, but you're going to need an internet ID that will be linked to the digital ID. And of course, the dollar is going to collapse. You're going to see the rise of BRICS, and they're going to be introducing CBDCs because BRICS, CBDC, it all goes hand in hand. Come on, BRICS is China. China is pushing the digital yuan. It's all going to be connected, okay? All connected. This is a perfect time. They need this crisis to introduce these things. They need it, my friends. They have to. This is the perfect opportunity for them to bring the CBDC, the digital ID, because they know if they tried to do it right now without a crisis, people will not accept it. Already, they've done their pilot programs. They've tried bringing it out in certain countries around the world, and every place they bring it out for, people reject it. Like 90% of the people don't want it, okay? And that's how it'll be here. Nobody wants the digital ID. Nobody wants the CBDC. Everybody wants to keep their cash. So they know they're not going to just be able to push it through like that, right? So they need the right crisis where people have no choice, and especially if people are starting to starve and go crazy because they don't have food and dollars collapse. Oh, well, we'll bring out the CBDC and hey, you'll get universal basic income, eh? We're going to give you $2,000 of the new currency a month as well. You're going to get free money. Yippee. And of course, they need a good salesman to pitch this. They need a savior salesman. Of course, if it's Joe Biden doing this, people wouldn't fall for it. But what if? And especially with the right? The right side. Because you think most truthers, people in the truth community who say they're on the right, they would never accept this. But what if they had a good salesman for this? What if it's guys like Donald Trump? Donald Trump comes back as the president, says, look, we got to do the digital IDs, yeah? But we gotta do the CBDCs. It's the future, right? But I'm gonna be a good guy. I'm gonna give you $2,000 or 2,000 of this new currency every month. Free universal basic income, right? Well, people are starving. A lot of people on the right still trust Trump and think he's for the people. Oh, he would never do anything bad to us. And of course, you got Elon up there. Oh, the right loves Elon. Elon's gonna come save us. Even Alex Jones now. He's back on X now, and Alex Jones did the whole thing with Elon. Elon, you're the #1 person in the truth movement right now. What you're doing is amazing. Yeah, Alex Jones, controlled opposition Jones, you could say. He's going right along with the Elon Musk controlled opposition narrative. Well, of course, Elon has expressed his desire to turn the X app into China's version of WeChat. China has an app called WeChat, of course, the everything app, and of course that's connected to the social credit score, and it's going to be connected to the CBDC, all that. Oh, he wants to bring that to America, right? So just watch X, right? The occult X. That's going to be the app that eventually will be connected to your social credit score, the digital ID, the CBDC, and of course Elon Musk and Donald Trump will partner up, and of course it's going to fool a lot of the people, unfortunately, because a lot of people still think Trump and Elon are good guys, and they claim to be in the truth community. They're duped already, and if they're duped by that, they'll probably be duped by this. So I believe we'll see a lot of this stuff start to play out. If all these other predictions happen that we're talking about with the war agendas, I do believe we'll start to see that play out. And by the end of 2024, maybe going into 2025, I do believe the CBDC will be launched. You'll see a lot more pilot programs be launched in 2024 and getting ready for it. And by the end of 2024, going into 2025, seeing what happens, of course, nothing's set in stone. We can stop this. I want to emphasize that. We can stop this. Do not comply. But if they had their way, that's what they want by 2025 for sure. Okay? But please do not comply, because we can stop this. Enough people are aware of this crap and do not want it. So just stay strong, don't comply, and we can get a whole better timeline. All right, 2 more predictions, and they involve the rise of AI, and then the last one, Alien Contact. Let's get into it. But before we do, just a quick shout out to my sponsors at Pineal XT. My friends, they have been attacking our pineal glands, ingesting poisons like fluoride in the water supply and all this crap they put in the food, the processed foods and all these chemicals, you name it, breathing in this air and heavy metals. It all decalcifies the pineal gland, because if your pineal gland is decalcified, you won't reach your true potential. You won't be able to even make the ascension journey. Many other negative effects linked to fluoride and all that, So Pineal XT is a great supplement that is loaded with fantastic ingredients such as iodine, okay, and many other great ingredients. Take a look. That's right. This will help you to start decalcifying the pineal gland, my friends. It's detoxing. And not only that is it going to detox your pineal gland, it'll detox your whole body. I recommend it, my friends. Link is down below. But just be aware that opening your third eye can be a bit of a dangerous process if you're not ready for it. So only do these things if you're ready. I'd still recommend taking this. It's great for detox, because just taking the supplement alone isn't going to open your third eye. You're going to have to do other spiritual practices like meditations and other things as well. But this is going to help you to start the decalcification process. So by doing these other techniques, it'll actually be able to happen, So it's great to start detoxing, but just be advised, you should only attempt to open your third eye if you're ready for it, because if you're not, it could lead people crazy and be actually a bad experience. So only attempt if you're ready for that experience, okay? Link is down below. You could check that out if you're interested. Now let's get back to the last 2 predictions. So this prediction here, actually Nostradamus and this Baba Vega blind lady from Bulgaria both mentioned that in to the 2024, we might see the rise of AI. I believe one of them said it's going to be like crazy AI taking over, something along those lines. You know, they speak in different kind of metaphors and everything, but the videos I watch are trying to push that. Now, I don't think it's going to be that severe, but I think we're going to see a huge rise, and I did confirm this at the Pleiadians. It's going to get to the point, you know, people are going to start losing their jobs. Not everybody, but certain fields. It said it's going to be more in like computer type industries, people who have jobs with computers, that more and more of those kind of people are going to be losing their jobs. Different areas, you're going to see more and more. We're already seeing it really rise up, but 2024 is going to be another huge push. So there is some truth to what Nostradamus and Baba Vanga was saying. It's going to get kind of uncomfortably scary. And of course, we know it's connected to the 4D AI. And of course, a lot of people have AI inside of them now due to taking certain things in the world and stuff that's going into certain things, if you know what I mean. We're going to be seeing more of that taking place, unfortunately. So we were able to confirm that that's something we got to be careful of. But again, we need to stop this agenda for sure. And I don't know how we're going to stop the AI thing. Maybe it's something we got to really hope that, you know, if this solar event does happen, as bad as that might be, maybe it'll disrupt that agenda for them, right? Maybe it'll slow down their advancement. I don't know. We'll see. It might not come till later, till a bigger solar event. We'll see. But that is something to be worried about. You have to be worried about AI, my friends. That's one of the biggest threats humanity is facing. We've always faced that threat. We're in an AI matrix simulation. We're being harvested by the AI and the reptilians. So it's a big deal that we've always faced, but it's becoming a little bit more intense right now as they bring in the physical manifestations of the 4D AI that's connected to the physical AI. So, and then the last one, Nostradamus, once again, and Baba Vanga, or whatever, both said something about aliens happening in 2024. I read somewhere online they're trying to say, like, oh, an alien invasion or something. No. That's one thing. I had a communication from the Pleiadians, of course. You guys got to know, first off, aliens, it's interdimensional. It's not physical necessarily, although they can have physical manifestations, but it's more of an interdimensional thing. They're not coming from physical planets. They're already here, okay, interdimensionally. The reptilians rule the world, let's just say, interdimensional shape-shifting reptilians. Of course, the Pleiadians, all of them, they're already here. We can't see them because they're on a higher vibrational frequency than us, but they've already been here all along. If we see anything play out with an alien invasion, it will be from the government. And yes, we did confirm there's going to be more episodes and more programming of aliens. Hearing more about it on the news, but it's pretty much going to be like what we've been experiencing now. We don't expect for the big false flag alien invasion agenda to take place 2024. That might be coming in a few years down the line, okay? Anything could change at any point. You know, they could get desperate and play that card. Who knows? But I don't feel, and as according to the contact I've received, 2024 is going to be more of the war, cyber attack kind of stuff. Anything's possible, my friends. However, I did confirm with the Pleiadians that certain people will start having alien contact because, you see, the Ascension event is progressing big time, and we're entering solar maximum, as you guys know. And with that means more high vibrational energies being blasted into the planet, which means more ascension symptoms, and people's third eyes are opening more. So more and more of the people who are ready for those encounters, you're going to be having some supernatural experiences, communications with interdimensional beings, galactic family, whatever you want to call them, spirit guides, whatever you want to call them. It'll be happening to more and more people. So that's true. That's going to happen, but it's not going to happen on a mass level. Your average Joe who's drinking his fluoride water is not going to receive those experiences. It's just going to be those who are putting the work in and putting their health first, detoxifying, and who are open to those experiences and who are ready for those experiences. They're only going to reveal themselves to you if you are ready. So with that being said, speaking of solar activity, I have that video I want to end today's video about the solar maximum. Okay, my friends? So before I show it to you, just wanted to say thanks so much for watching. If you enjoy my work, I am on Patreon, where I'm uploading exclusive content on a weekly basis there. We got multiple different classes, Send 5D class, health class, occult class, and much more. So link is down below if you want exclusive content. If you'd like to just simply buy old Linol coffee just as a thank you or support, I would thank you guys, but nothing's necessary. The link is down below for buy me a coffee as well, but you guys know what means the most to me. It's just subscribing, liking, and leaving a comment. Makes my day to hear what you guys think. It's been a wild year. I might have one last video before the end of the year here, so stay tuned for that. Thanks for watching, and here's that last video on the solar maximum. Old Linol signing off.
If you don't know already, here's the next big headline. The sun's activity cycle will likely arrive significantly sooner than previously predicted. I have a video on my page talking about the solar maximum peak being 2024 as opposed to 2025, but this article is a little bit different. Let's get into it. Okay, here's the big reveal. Solar maximum is likely to hit January 2024, which is obviously a lot sooner than 2025, because our solar maximum was supposed to take place around July 2025. Not no more. Now, I talk about this on my page a lot, but let's get into it. The sun's magnetic field reverses its polarity every 11 years. This is accompanied by the rise and the fall of solar activity. The sunspots, the solar flares, the coronal mass ejections, they all ramp up, and then right after the solar maximum, they all die down, and then it continues in that 11-year cycle. However, like I said, the magnetic field is extremely weak now. So when that magnetic field opens, all of these cosmic rays are coming into the planet and affecting you. So our magnetic poles switch place. This is known as the solar maximum because it's the peak in activity, like I just said. So the solar minimum follows several years later, obviously after the sun de-escalates from the activity from the solar maximum. Now, it's really hard to determine what the sun is going to do because it is so unpredictable. But what they do is they base it off of the number of sunspots that are on the sun and then the type of activity that is being emitted from them. So it looks like our solar maximum is going to be here a lot sooner than we thought. Now, this solar cycle is going to be one of the strongest storms that have ever been recorded since back in 1755. Let that sink in. And it is going to take place between mid to late 2024. So we're looking at between January and October now. This is really exciting. We have been monitoring this for years. All of this cosmic energy is coming and being transported through our sun because it is a portal from the central sun of our universe. And we are ramping up to the big event, not the little tiny events, the big one. And if you don't know about those events, go ahead and check out my page. They're also talking about how the solar activity is tied to the space weather, which is 100% true. The eruptions from the sun can have a very major effect upon Earth, and they are still trying to find ways to protect the power grids and the energy efficiency of our planet when we do get very strong coronal mass ejections, because they don't have the money and they're not going to be given the money from the government to go ahead and put in procedures and mechanisms that will prevent things like this from happening. Instead, the elites built bunkers underground. That's why they have the underground bunkers. They know that this is coming, and they know that the only way that they can escape it is to build basically a Faraday cage way underground in the deep military bases. Now, what they're also talking about is these magnetic fields. When they weaken, they start turning. This is the pole shift we've been talking about, but it comes in cycles. And I'm not talking about these 11-year cycles. I'm talking like 25,000, 30,000 year cycles. technically 25 to 26,000 years. But we're heading into the really big shift. This isn't one of the little ones, guys. In the time frame, woo, January 2024, say what? But of course, there is some uncertainty and wiggle room within this solar maximum. So we're going to expect to see it ramp up here within 2024. Like I've been saying, 2024 is a pivotal time in history for humanity. 2025 is also going to be kind of like an acclamation of that, but it's more picking up the pieces and putting them together in the most harmonious way possible. So this is really big news. I hope you're excited because I'm sure as shit excited. And if you want to keep track of this and you want to know what's going on, follow my page. I report on the solar weather, space weather every single day for you. I keep you in the know of what this cosmic energy is going to do for you physically and mentally, along with way more than you expected on my page. Love ya!